go after her, and then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna skip all this! I may or may not edit this out. It depends on how long it takes. And whatnot. So basically we're just gonna skip all this. I don't think it'll take too long. That wasn't that long anyway. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Okay, here's Misha, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. Then I believe it tells me to just give in and let Misha know. Alright, well I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can't hurt. Heck, maybe Misha can even offer some advice. We had a fight at her house. I keep trying to get close to her, and she won't let me get close, and I said something stupid, and she threw me out. Have you talked to her since then? Misha looks genuinely concerned. I'm surprised, as I'd almost expect her to drop the subject after finding out what the trouble was. Even more surprising is how quickly I find myself spilling my guts to her. No, I haven't. I just can't bring myself to face her after that. I made a complete fool of myself, and she probably hates me now anyway, especially since I haven't seen her since then. You're pretty slow, Hee-chan. This doesn't sound like advice. Huh? Misha places her hands on her hips and launches into a speech that would sound more plausible coming from Shizune. Alright, the solution to your problem is simple. You have to go and apologize to her. Leaving things like this will just make things worse. You can't know that she hates you now unless she tells you. Otherwise, there's no evidence that what you fear is true. And if you really care about her, shouldn't you be worried about how she's taking all this? With a sudden start, I realize that she's right. I've kept waking up to an early alarm because part of me wants to meet Emmy at the track for our runs. I've kept running because I know that Emmy would worry about me if I didn't stay healthy. When I went to the roof yesterday, I was half hoping that she would be up there, and felt disappointed when she wasn't. I'm an idiot. Kinda, Hee-chan. So go, and apologize to her as soon as you can, okay? I'll open my mouth and say that I'll do it right away, but the lunch bell rings and I realize that I still have afternoon classes to attend. First thing after class is over, I'll go see her, I promise. And, thanks for the advice, I guess. Misha beams at me as if I were a child that had just learned his ABCs. Good, I'll let Shizune know that you're okay then. Yeah, you do that. With a wave, and completely disregarding the fact that people are starting to trickle back into class, as opposed to out of it, Misha departs the classroom. I suppose she and Shizune have student council business again. Alright, while the afternoon wears on, I find myself impatient for lessons to end. I need to see Emmy now. I have to try to set things right, even if Emmy hates me now. I have to at least apologize. I owe her that much. Should I meet her in her room? No, I decided it would delay things too much. If I know Emmy, then I can find her at the track. Still, I have no idea what I'm going to say when I get there, but I take comfort in knowing that Emmy probably wouldn't have a plan for something like this either. Play it by ear. Stop being nervous and just get to the track. Figure the rest out when I get there. Let's see how much this changes compared to the one we just did. The track looms ahead, and another jolt of nervousness hits me in the gut. I resist the urge to turn and walk away, and instead note with satisfaction that I was right and Emmy is still running. I don't make myself immediately known. I find a seat in the bleachers and watch her run, instead thinking back to earlier meetings. After a few trips around the track, Emmy notices me and skids to a halt, an expression of surprise that slides easily into one of anger. What are you doing here? Not quite the response I'd hoped for, but at this point, I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day. The other day? She laughs, a curt exclamation of disbelief. It's been almost a week, Hisao. So far kind of the same. Yeah, well, better late than never, right? Emmy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly, as if sizing me up. Finally, she nods. So I suppose you're right. Water under the bridge, then. I forgive you. Is that all? Her almost impatient question catches me off guard that she's already halfway down the track before I shout after her. No, wait! So far, it's pretty much the same. She doesn't seem to have heard me. Oh, wait, okay, here's a change. Or she doesn't want to hear me, so I give chase, disregarding completely the fact that I'm not dressed for it. My feet hurt and my shirt collar feels like a noose around my neck, but I still chase after her because if I don't, I'll lose my chance. Emmy hasn't started to really accelerate yet, which is probably the only reason why I'm able to catch up to her, to reach out and tap her on the shoulder, just before my legs give up running in dress shoes and stumble to a stop. Fortunately, all that running seems to have paid off. I'm short of breath, yes, but at least my heart isn't actively trying to force its way out of my ribcage. My touch on her shoulder has stopped Emmy, and while there is a flash of concern when she sees me catching my breath, it seems that she has a good idea of what I'm capable of too. The concern is short-lived. What? She seems so irritated of my being still there that I almost lose my nerve, but I've lost my nerve enough. I need to explain myself, why I can't just let the matter rest. Emmy folds her arms and bounces one blade on the ground in an approximation of tapping her foot impatiently. Angry as she is, and as nervous as I am, she still looks beautiful. Okay, Hisao, explain. Thing is, I know that you're really sensitive about the accident about your dad. I can see Emmy's face twitch at the mention of the two things that have been steadily driving us apart, or at least made me feel like we're being driven apart. But that's why I want to know about them, I think. Because I see how much they hurt you, and I want to be there to comfort you. It makes me miserable seeing you sleepless and depressed. And don't pretend you aren't, because I know, okay? I just remember that night when you fell asleep with me and had that nightmare, and that you were happy to have me there when you woke up. I want to be able to be there for you like that whenever you need me to be. The stern face cracks slightly. Emmy interrupts before I can continue further. Just stop right there. We can't see each other anymore, okay? She's rushing now, looking everywhere but at me. I'm surprised she doesn't bolt. She knows I can't catch her. We're not right for one another. That's not true, and you know it. No, it's true. You're too... I know that I've been pushy about knowing your past. If you can't tell me yet, then at least let me be there even if I don't know the reason. It's okay, I promise. I won't ask why you need comfort. I'll just give it freely. Emmy's shaking her head, and tears seem to be threatening the corners of her eyes. Stop saying that. Why? Because you're afraid you'll take me up on it? I'm not afraid. I can't keep the chiding tone from my voice as I respond. Yes, you are. You told me so yourself, remember? That's okay, really, it is. However, it seems to me that someone who'd managed to come out of that wreck and still be as energetic and cheerful as you are would be determined enough to face that fear. Determination? What do you know about determination? I know that there's a girl so determined to take care of a total stranger that she'd steal his food at a festival. I know that there's a girl so determined to help me with my own problems that she'd draw up a complete dietary and exercise plan, and that she'd not only draw up the plans, but she'd follow them with me, even when she couldn't run. Determined enough to keep me at arm's length, that she'd put herself through emotional pain if she thought it was the right thing to do. Although there's one thing that this determined girl didn't quite plan for, which was that I might feel the same kind of determination to keep her from being hurt. I fell in love with you, and I refuse to let that be thrown away because you're afraid of losing me. What little control Emmy still has at this point cracks, and I find myself suddenly enveloped in her embrace as she cries. Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone? I hold her close and plant a kiss on the top of her head. I'm sorry, Emmy. You helped me when I first arrived, so now I have to help you. It's only fair. You're utterly hopeless. Did you know that? She hiccups and trembles a little. Funny, I could say the same about you. Can you do something for me, Hisao? Anything. Can you go now? It feels like she's just shoved a knife through my chest. Go? I need to think, okay? I can't just tell you everything yet. I'm still scared, and when you're around, I can't think clearly. But do me another favor. What's that? Show up for our morning run tomorrow. I smile, feeling better than I have all week. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Emmy steps back slowly, also reluctantly. She sniffles a little and then grins at me, a real smile that lightens up the track, overpowering the fading evening's light. See you tomorrow, Hisao. Okay. She darts forward suddenly, planting a soft kiss on my lips, then steps back shyly. Spinning on her back foot, she takes off running again, and I know that our conversation's at an end. My lips tingle with the warmth of that brief kiss and the memories of other longer kisses. I walk back to my room with a spring in my step. Tomorrow when my alarm goes off, I'll get up. Well... What do we have here? Act 4? This is going into a whole nother act? What? What the hell? Oh man. I did not expect to be sitting down this long to record this, but the morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that at least I've got another chance with Emmy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I'd much prefer to have her tell me herself. Emmy is waiting for me as promised, looking a little haggard, but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more so than any previous day this week. Hisao, you're late. I wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense, you're just early. Oh, deja vu. Emmy grins back, and it feels like we're finally back where we should be with one another. Except now Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward, although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second. Hurry up and stretch, Hisao. I don't want to miss the bus. The bus? Yeah, the bus. I want to show you something, and I don't want to be late. Oh, okay. I try not to grin too wide. I'm happy beyond words that Emmy wants to hang out after the run at all, but her promise of showing me something has me even more intrigued. Is this what she had to think about? I wonder just what she's planning to do. I quickly go through my warm-up routine while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to the other. She really does seem to want to get moving as soon as possible. Okay, the run is over so quickly I can barely believe that I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy set a blistering pace and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. Well, until the last few laps. I had to slow down just in case, but I don't mind. And Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish. As patiently as she can wait anyway. Finished good, come on. Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. You seem in a hurry, Emmy, trying to catch the early bus? Yeah, I told Mom I'd be back for lunch. Well, I'll take care of you first then. But Hisao's gotta come with me too. The nurse raises a single eyebrow at this statement and peers at the two of us searchingly. Really? Today, huh? Emmy's response is a nod, followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Well then, we'll make this quick. Emmy enters the nurse's office, and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering why the nurse seemed to be surprised by Emmy's declaration. I feel like I'm missing out on some joke or the significance of today, beyond the fact that this is clearly significant in some way, of course. This is kind of going back to the good ending. True to his word, the nurse has Emmy out of his office surprisingly quick, and I take her place after promising to meet up at the front gate. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Your heartbeat's faster than usual. Been pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Emmy seemed in a rush to get through the run, so... I'm not surprised. Today is rather important to her, you know? I suspect that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. She hasn't told you? Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either, then? No, I'm not. I suspect that Emmy has her own plan for explaining the day to you, and I don't want to mess with that. You'll find out soon enough, so what's the rush? Now, as for your heart, I would take it easy for the rest of the day, no spontaneous races or anything like that. Got it? Got it. She won't have her running legs on anyway, right? No... Okay, this is all dialogue from is all dialogue from the previous, from the good ending. Take off as quickly as I dare from my room. Get a shower, throw some decent clothes. Okay. As my usual. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is all dialogue from the good ending, so I'm kind of just, kind of skipping through this a little bit. That's why the nurse thought it was so weird for me for long today. I was a bit yes, but if you never did tell me, yeah. Okay, I'm just stops the sentence placing a finger on my lips. Don't tell me how. I want to tell you this, but yeah, that's... Yeah, this is all part of the good ending. I don't know if this is just like a roundabout way to get back to the good ending, or... And I know there are... I know some of the other paths within the game have a way to do that, to like... move to like... They have a roundabout way to get to the good ending again. So, okay, just kind of... the door. Let's see. Food's involved, yep. Goodness, good thing I made so much. The two of you are acting like you haven't eaten in days. Yeah. We're going, yeah, sort of. Is it far from here? No, not really, but we'll drive there. It's kind of early. Well then, shall we go? Second thoughts? He smiles, yeah. Are we ever gonna get to, or I wonder if anything's different, really. Dead people, and I don't want to see the stones and things. Okay. All this is probably gonna stay in, just cause part of it was different, but... Stone. Yeah, we got all this. Okay. Talks about the singing. Yeah, she's talking about all this stuff about her personally. So let's see here. Yeah, that part is also from... yeah, all this is... Alright, so I'm actually probably gonna cut this here, because if you watched the previous video, there was some sexual activities taking place, and I don't want to have to pointlessly edit that again, so I'm just gonna cut it here, and then I'll bring it back when or if something changes. Alright, so there was nothing different, apparently, so that was basically it. So I do want to keep that in, because after I did choose to, or at Misha's last I can't speak. After Misha's last decision to give in and let her know, there was some slight differences and stuff like that, but I will go ahead and keep all that in because there was some slight differences. But there you go. That's the bad ending and the roundabout way to get to back to the good ending, with very minor differences. But I hope you guys, enjoyed the, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and, this will be, be more than one ending, or more than one video, because it went on a little further. or it went on a little longer than I thought. So it will be more than one video. I'll put them all edited accordingly to where they're each their own video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very fun. I really liked Emmy's story. I like Emmy as a person. She was nice, and you know, she's just a pretty cool person. I know she's a video game, you know, character, whatever, but she was a pretty cool character. I really liked her. Next, we are going to do, I believe, Lily's Path, which apparently is apparently it's the best one from a lot of people's opinions. I read online that a lot of people liked Lily's the Beth. They liked Lily's the Beth, but apparently they liked hers the best, and you know, we'll try from there, and see where I'm just looking at the papers right here. We will also be doing Kenji's Path, which I guess is more of a gay thing. I don't know, but oh goddamn, am I gonna be looking forward to that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time on Katawa Shoujo, starting up Lily's Path. I'll see you guys next time. I am out.